Hello, it's Icy. I'm back again with the Tides. Or the Torment. Torment, Tides of Numenera. Mechanical and... Oh. Lies on the floor, presumably broken during a fall. Sparks pour from the arm's shattered housing, filling the air with a greasy stench. Attempt to scavenge what we can. If you select a companion's portrait in the effort window, they can assist the last cast off with some challenges. Your companion's stat pools are used instead of your own, and they may have different skills, abilities, and statistics that make the challenge easier. But not during a crisis. I see. 60%. 75%. Or 60%. Okay, so 95%. Alright. Continue. Yep, we did it. Taking care to avoid sparks, you extract several handfuls of shiny trinkets and coin-like objects. You recognize their values at once. Such objects would be accepted as shins, the informal currency in most regions of the world, so you gather them up and take them with you. Sprays flesh and shins. Okay, let's examine the housing. The sharply pointed apparatus that formerly topped the device appears burnt out and useless, but the equipment in the base remains at least somewhat operational, as the constant stream of sizzling motes can attest. Sparks leap angrily to and fro. Okay. And with many of these games, it can be useful to click things multiple times. Ooh, let's interact. What can we do? A slate black, unimpressive device hunkers before you. As you reach out to touch it, the triangle of lights on its cascading casing blazes to life. An image unfolds in your mind. A towering crystal arch rises over a jagged grey landscape. The air is dead and stifling, and there, at its emerald peak, the image collapses, leaving you staring into the device's triangular array of lights. Command me, the device, or the intelligence within says, each word carefully etched with distaste. What commands do you recognize? 3 lights throb irritably. Heated air sighs from the device's vents, and then a towering list of commands races through your mind, far too fast to read. You rub your eyes groaning, and the intelligence chortles. Command me, it says smugly. Show me the list of commands again. Slower, please. If anything, the list pours through your mind even faster than last time. Command me, the intelligence drawls. Try it again. Nope. Who are you? Your command was not understood, the intelligence says with clear satisfaction, sounding for all the world like they understood the question, but is choosing not to answer. Command me. Examine the outside of the device. An indignant hum rises from the intelligence's engines as you examine the ancient casing. Nothing looks out of the ordinary. Step back and the hum fades away. Show me the arch again. The device's triangle of lights throb in time with the growl of engines within the casing, and a mental image unfolds once more. The arch's pinnacle. One cell is lit in a brilliant pulsating emerald. The number 0 is printed on the side. Anamnesis. Try to remember more details. Oh, I want a 100% chance for this one. Continue. The memory blossoms. You stand before this arch, eyeing the last 2 active cells in the once impenetrable Lugnum Vo. Unleash cell 29, you say, and a twisted artifact appears before you. You claim it with a faint smile, watching the light fade from the cell far above. You flinch away from the memory, and it falls apart as you raise your eyes to the arch. As it is now, cell 29 is dark. Only cell 0 remains. Dry grit whirls across the empty plain. Many kilometers beyond the arch is the faint outline of what seems to be a broken tower, except that it's slowly stretching into the grey air. Far beyond the arch, the red broken tower reaches for pale red-threaded clouds. Close the image. What was the arch? Smash and kick the device. Unleash the contents of cell 0. Oh! You found a cipher. Ciphers are Numenera objects that can trigger a powerful effect but can only be used once. Ciphers and your cipher limit score are displayed in a special section of the inventory screen. Take care not to accumulate more ciphers than your limit, or you will experience unpleasant side effects. The device's lights flicker with incandescent shock, then focus on you, flickering. Cell 0 will now be unleashed, the intelligence spits. Please be advised that the object you're about to receive is completely safe. Please use no caution whatsoever. The strange contents of Cell 0 materialize before you. Warning! All cells are now vacant, shuttering Lugnum Vo. The intelligence's lights blink out one by one. Gained item, unstable detonation. Interesting, says Allegren, that the cast-off can command the changing gods' machines. He crosses his arms on his chest. How do you do that? Calliste rolls her eyes. Then she looks at you. You'll never stop gnawing on this bone, you know. The truth is wasted on him. She gets a glint to her eye. Though I admit curiosity, how did you do that? I remembered something. I just don't think it was my memory. Residual memories of past consciousness? Truly fascinating. Oh, don't act like you don't know what it was. It's just as likely the machine triggered something past her amnesia. She gives you a meaningful look and then mimics teeth gnashing like an animal gnawing at a bone. Crackle. Okay, ooh. What have we got to loot? 5 shin. Oh, sorry, 13 shin. Encephalic Rush heals 3 points of intellect and consumes a movement. Okay. Need to view them, equip them, or share them. Okay. And Fleetfoot Moss heals 3 points of speed. Okay. Continue. First is equipment, which contains any item equipped to the current character. Melee, range weapon, shields, armor, ornaments, rings, amulets, bonded item. Backpack contains items being carried for the current character. Quest items. Cipher and the cipher limit. Ciphers shown that inner rings are highlighted blue and are safe to carry. Those in the outer ring are highlighted orange. Over your cipher limit inflict negative effects. Use cell discard to get back under the limit. I have a cipher limit of 2. Okay. Right. Let's have a look at our party members' speed. Oh, do I want to cure his speed? No, he's only 1 of 2 speed. Okay, so he's actually quite good at both things. She's a cunning nano. It pierces realities. The hard nano, so they're both nanos anyway. Okay, and I'm his observant glaive. I think that I get more descriptors as the game goes on. I have an unarmed attack at this stage. Okay, that's fine, I think. Alright, is there anything else? Oh, to pick up. Something over here. Tiny glowing motes float through the interior of the tower. Each one is surrounded by much smaller motes, like 1,000 worlds circling the sun. Flexible tubes that attach to this machine appear to be later additions. Some cobbled the device together, but its function is unclear. Broken fragments of the dome ceiling are scattered on the floor. They appear to be made of transparent skin. Let's get out of here. Turn-based combat. It's been a while. Aha, I see. I fell. A jagged hole, we crushed the dome. We are on the reef of the fallen worlds. What are they? Oh, also, I haven't saved. Okay. Good. Two floating cones whirl and spin deliriously around each other, giggling like children being tickled. The air around them smells of sweet burning leaves. Watch the pattern. The longer you stare, the more you're convinced that they turn faster and the spiral and their patterns cross each other. Touch a cone. Oh, I have a 90% chance. Oh, successful. You managed to graze one of them with the tip of your finger. Ron, a voice says, and your vision is stolen from you. A moon hangs over you, but it's not the one you recognize. It's black and pearl-white sky. Thick black asteroids orbit it like pearl in the wind. You feel cresting tendrils at your ankle, and the hot wind on your face smells of scorched hair and grief. Your vision returns, and the cones hang motionless, only for a second before resuming their giggling dance. What are you? They continue to whirl and laugh like enraptured dancers, giving no sign that they've heard you. Or the cones greet your question with a split second of hushed silence, followed by delighted peals of helpless giggling. Allegrin says they aren't for anything. They're from one of the worlds before this one. He rubs a hand across his stubbled jaw. Sometimes the Numenera will do something useful, sometimes they'll turn you inside out, and sometimes they don't do a damn thing that makes sense. Calliste says, I've often said the same thing about you, darling. Try speaking once more. Childlike laughter is their only response. A matte black obelisk floats in midair above the water, has sharp curved sides that converge to a glowing tip that brightens or dims with the passing of the bay's faint breezes. I would try and touch it. You raise your hand towards the obelisk. Dark green light wells from within the black stone, fixed on you like a furious eye. I knew someone who did what you're about to do, Allegrin says casually. Aeon priest. Beam came out of the top of that thing and ripped his face off. Made a fancy nightlight out of his crystal necklace, though. But hey, I'm sure you know what you're doing. Oh, hush, curses Calagrin. At least that poor priest died in service of his curiosity run, stumbling on the coast, complaining and feeling sorry for himself. Go ahead if you must, she tells you, ignoring Allegrin's glare, but do be careful. Once again, a dull, malevolent light blooms from the obelisk as you extend your hand towards it. I'm gonna yank it away. Ooh. Oh, wow. We're gonna spend all our points. Okay. Phew. Success. A beam of light streaks from the tip of the obelisk towards your hand, but you're faster and passes within a hair of your sizzling fingertips. Oh! As you watch for the obelisk for any further sign of danger, the glow fades. Allegrin lets out a low, appreciative whistle. You don't see people dodge light every day! Do I try it again? I just saved! Okay, you yank your hand out of the way. I think that will do. Instinct takes... Oh, hey, I can talk to Allegrin. Okay, this is the Reef of the Fallen Worlds, kid. It's a dangerous place at the best of times, and with you lighting up the sky as you fell, we should get out of here as soon as possible. Why were you looking at me when you said that? I wasn't, he growls. Don't be so paranoid. But when she isn't looking, he raises his eyebrow at you knowingly. There is a lot of reading in this game. What makes the reef so dangerous? The Numenera of the past are always dangerous, but there are other dangers too, some closer than others. Can you tell... what are the Numenera? You want me to tell you? He laughs without mirth. The Numenera all around you, everything left over from the prior worlds. The Sagus Cliffs thrives by trading artifacts from ancient civilizations. Hell, you can't even scoop up a handful of earth without finding dirt from prior worlds mixed in it. Numenera is anything from the prior world, but mostly we just mean the stuff of value to us. A lot of the Numenera are just oddities, fancy trinkets with little reels. Sometimes you'll get a cipher that lets you do something incredible. Artifacts are worth even more. A cipher will only do something once, but artifacts last a lot longer, though they can burn out the most inconvenient times. He frowns. Not that that's ever happened to me. Of course, we've no idea what most of this junk was originally intended for. In most cases, it doesn't really matter. Like, you might find what used to be used for a propulsion unit for a star chariot, but who the hell knows enough to build you the rest of it? Better to use it as a weapon or a power source. He scowls, frustrated about something. I bet we could remake the world if we just knew a tenth of the secrets of the ancients, but most days it's a challenge just to survive. What's your story? Ask me again, when we're out of here. I don't trust this damned reef any more than the company we keep. What do you think of Kalastigi? Parasite disguised as Scholark. Don't be surprised if she betrays you before the day's done. Actually, that would be slow for her. Can you tell me about your tattoos? They look almost alive. These, they're nothing. Call them a constellation if you must. He smiles grimly. Some call them by worse names, but that's because they've had occasion to run afoul of these little snakes. He looks away. This line of questioning is clearly at an end. What do you think we should do next? You want to fix that crystal chamber back there? Yeah? First step is getting out of the reef. Alright, let's keep going. So you can tell him that you don't want his help anymore. It seems too early to do that, though. Oh, come on, no pathing. Okay. You can cue him. Hovers in the air, you can feel the ground shudder with its vibration. Okay, I mean, I guess we can just go straight across the bridge. Yes. Uh-oh. As you step back onto what looks like the back of an enormous construct, 4 strangers approach you. In the lead is a wiry man with parallel scars running from cheek to collarbone on the left side of his face. He gives you a welcoming smile, pulling on grey gloves embedded with pulsating lights. He's about to say something to you when he notices Kalastigi. Cal, I thought you'd sworn off travelling the reef. Found anything tasty? His eyes travel up and down both you and Allegren. Odds and ends, Coro. Nothing to interest you, I'm sure. The words are calm, but she has gone quite still. Calliste, is something wrong? Nothing's wrong, dear. I accompanied Coro on an expedition once long ago. His methods were too crass for my tastes. Though in his defense, he'd never tried to kill me when my back was turned. She beams at Coro. Or if he did, he failed, and I didn't notice. I don't like this. Allegren hisses in your ear, but loud enough that Calliste can hear you too. If she's cagey about him, it can only mean trouble. Calliste, you should hear what I tell people about you, dear. She gives Allegren a benevolent smile. Killer or not, she whispers, Coro is a man who can be trusted with the unvarnished truth. Is not a man who can be trusted with the unvarnished truth. Tread lightly. I'm going to let Coro and Calliste talk. His hands curl into a fist at his side. I was wondering specifically if you had seen a falling star that landed near here not too long ago. Calliste, I have seen nothing of the salty, Coro. Your lips close thinly. What about your friends? He turns to you. I know most of the draft that scavenges the reef these days. It's a rare pleasure to see a new race. Okay. We can answer nice scars. How did you get them? What are the gloves for? Where did the star land? It wasn't a star. I fell from the sky. Deception, I'll be honest with you, but I don't know where it landed. You're in my way. Oh, can we do deception? Oh yes, we can. Quite easily. Let's try it. Coro just studies you for a long moment before sighing. Alright, he says. Well, let us do know if you spot of anything of interest. I'd like to say we paid for the privilege, but if we were rich, we wouldn't be down here, would we? Ooh. Cool. Nice thinking, kid. That would have been a fiasco. You figured out why they were here, right? They saw me fall from the sky and were coming to investigate. Oh, sure, and they just had the ambush ready to go at the same time as we're leaving. Oh, kid. Callistege sold us out. Excuse me, are you suggesting that I had something to do with Koro's plans? Are you suggesting I didn't? An old friend of yours just happens to be waiting for us, armed and outnumbering us as we return from the greatest find the reef has seen in years. It's too convenient for me. Too convenient by far. Of all the idiotic, paranoid delusions, you really believe this, don't you? You really believe I'd use a half-wit like Koro to stab you in the back rather than do it myself? See, kid, she'll stab you in the back. First chance she gets. Most likely in your sleep. He throws up his hands, forestalling Callistege's retort. Look, I don't care. Fact is, I can't trust you anymore, and I wonder why I ever did. This is the last we travel together. I've enough to worry about without having to watch my back 28 hours a day. Coming or what? Okay, you're really going to walk away from each other over this? Oh, this is just the Nast needle that crushed the Anine. You haven't seen 1/10 of her depths, not 1/20th. She's a backstabbing bitch, and this mess here only proves it. Always a person of class, Elegran. If I did have any interest in betraying you, do you really think I would need Koro's help? Yet this is the thanks I get for coddling your pain-raddled, judgmental weakness for so long. I've had enough. She turns to you. Child, I'm happy to guide you, but I will not walk another step with this paranoid buffoon. Finally, something we agree on. Kid, she'll chop off your head and spit down your throat. I'll get you where you need to go and let you sleep at night to boot. It's up to you. Why can't I travel with both of you? Can't you work it out? Cal bursts out laughing. My dear girl, we have been working it out. Algren's petulance, his obstinacy, in fact, a face of fact, drive me away every day. He may be strong, but he's also thick. I dare you to try travelling with him and see how long you endure. Not as long as I have, I wager. His face darkens under accusations, but he manages a pained smile. As if you're doing a favour by staying with me? Do you think I would see your true self and all those echoes around you? That's you, Callistege. Every facet of it, your vivisectionist heart hasn't changed, just the way you present it. I thought I could help you, but... Oh, I'm gonna say I would rather travel with Callistege. Though maybe not both. Maybe neither. Right, well, if you want me, and she doesn't sell you for parts, you can find me in the underbelly, but not with her. I'll let you know what you've missed, Algren. I'm sure you won't be missed. That is. She links her arm possessively into yours. Let's go, child. We have a world to conquer. Right then. Now you've dealt with Koro and his goons, you can continue on to the city of Sagus Cliffs. To reach the city, cross the bridge at the north end of the platform. Alrighty. The area. So, go. Leave area. Thank you. So as I said, I did some of this game in early access. And I mean, I made it into the Sagus Cliffs. I remember I actually had to fight that guy, Koro, and it was bad. Like, I got my ass handed to me. So I'm glad that we managed to get out of it this time. We seek the Order of Truth, so we must first reach Government Square. The easiest way is by the staircase and by the old clock. Let us save the game. I will do my normal thing, where I have 3 saves, and that I alternate. Okay. Unmoved woman. The Overseer. Being the Overseer, a stout middle-aged man stands atop the execution platform. He wears the badge of a city official, and a fringe of dreadlocks hangs down from his shoulders. From his otherwise bold pate, he gives you a disinterested look as you approach. Please stay back with the others. What's going on here? Casts a brief glance over his shoulder towards Riss. The prisoner Riffs of Flatwater is being publicly executed as a warning to all who would flout the laws of Sagus Cliffs. What's Riss's crime? Treason. He sold state secrets to the enemies of Sagus Cliffs. Was it the execution work? Another rustic. It's very simple, ma'am. Our nun has induced him into a hallucinogenic state. This state, he experiences visions, well, nightmares really. He speaks of the things he sees, and his words become flesh as they leave his mouth. We shape the flesh into human-like form, the death you see before him. Gestures toward the hideous figure, which looks like it's made it to be a rotting viscera. As the maul strands escape his mouth, his death wraps around him, and they slowly crush the life out of him. Once the condemned is dead, the devourer of wrongs will eat his corpse. He raises his chin proud, thus justice upheld in Sagus' clift. What do his words mean? He shrugs. Some believe there was wisdom to be gained from the rantings of the condemned. I've never gleaned any. Others say that the torment of the condemned means nothing, but it deters would-be criminals from committing offences of their own. I've never noticed that to be true either. Why does the devourer of wrongs eat executed criminals? He smiles grim. He is of the Dendra Ohur who can suck the memories of the dead from their marrow. In those memories not only is the proof that the condemned were guilty, but also the names of their compatriots and their other associates. Many an accomplice has been found out in the belly of the devourer. Okay, let me ask something else. My patience is not endless, friend, but as you wish. That man over there told me he was involved in Reese's crime? Really? Captain Tiber, the war hero? Nonsense, I've had drinks with the man. He just has a passion for justice. Indigo tide, raised by a moderate amount. Okay. That is a Tiber. Hello. Pacing the edges of the crowd is a paunchy old soldier with a swaggering stride. The moment, however, his jauntiness seems overshadowed by worry, and he alternates between watching the execution and searching the crowd as if looking for a miracle. Then his eyes light on you. I say, you look like someone who believes in justice. How'd you like to help a poor soul wrongfully condemned? What do you need? I don't need anything, but my friend there on the platform is dying. The nightmares his executioners have induced him to spill from his every word he speaks, wrapped around him like a snake. I know there are but a few strands around him now, but in a few days' time they'll choke the life out of him. I cannot imagine a more horrible way to die. Well, that's not true. I have an imagination that would shame his thing. He leans in. You need to be swift and willing to hold justice above law, but there is a way to save him if you will hear me out. I am Captain Lacan Tiber, retired, he says with a little bow. Extremely retired. Once a soldier of fortune, but now it's plaything. He takes another look at Riss, but my story can wait. Saving Riss's life comes first. He's being executed over a misunderstanding, he says, waving a dismissive hand. Riss and I were hired to deliver some expensive brandy to an out-of-town buyer. Breathes a sigh, weighted with disgust and regret. Would you believe the bottles were stuffed with secrets? Riss was accused of selling information to the enemies of Sagus Cliffs. They called him a traitor. It was a travesty, he growled, his eyes blazing with righteous fury. The poor lad had no idea what was in there. But you did, right? Well, he says, studying the air over your shoulder, there's a place for talking about what I know and what I don't, and this isn't the place. You're part of the scheme, why aren't you up there with him? Luck, he says, shrugging. I was taking a piss when they came for him, went through the back window and scampered up to the roof. He shakes his head. I watched poor Riss being led away from my hiding spot. Swore I'd get him free. I hope that's a promise I can keep. I want to talk to your friend. Are you mad? Tiber splutters. There's an execution. He's surrounded by levies. They won't let you near him, and even if you did, he's out of his head. You get nothing but gibberish from him. I want to try. As you wish. Don't just say I didn't warn you. Levies are not to be trifled with. What's your plan? A simple one, but it requires nerve. Listen. Lowers his voice. It would be nothing for someone of your noble demeanour to masquerade as a city official and ask the council clerk for an archived copy of an old stay of execution. Once you have it, I'll write out a fresh one and add Riss's name, then we'll present it to the overseer there, and poor Riss will be set free. He spreads his hands. There you have it, a foolproof, risk-free plan. Wouldn't it be simpler to talk to the crowd at the execution, convince them to rise up and free Riss? Looks uneasy. Well, you're welcome to try, but leave me out of it. Judges' cliff crowds are notoriously bloodthirsty, and the execution officials are not known for their sense of humor. You might regret it later, and you'd be alone when you did. Sounds like a risky plan. Nonsense, it couldn't be simpler. Just be calm, confident, and wear a winning smile. He gives you a winning smile. Where do I find the counterpart? In Government Square, podium outside Government Tower. Alright, excellent, then you'll need a proper story and a badge of office. Fortunately, I have the first, and you can buy the second from Sengelin, the clothing merchant, in Government Square. Once you have the badge of office, you'll tell the council clerk you're from the Judicial Oversight Committee, looking into the corruption of the communication of capital citizens. They'll say the stay you're asking for is for that of a notorious gangster named Cole Cardin, who was mysteriously set free a few years ago. Once you get Cole's stay of execution, I'll make a copy with his name on it, and you can give it to the overseer who'll free you. See? Simple. He rubs his hands together. Now, if you let me join you, I'd be happy to show you around the city and help you with this and whatever else you have going. What do you say? Sure, why not? Be my pleasure, but let's hurry. Not a moment to lose. Right. A terror you. He's looking for somebody, and it's a boy. Saw you wandering down in the reef, he says. Did you get that star before the others did? Looks back at your face and grins. Guess not. That Anna face that found a good pick. Was not a lot of people went looking for the star, did they? Nah, not too many. Gotta be a cargo to go down the reef. That place is haunted. Blue is raised. I don't know what the colours mean! But despite his hard words, his eyes settle on you, studying, deciding. His mouth settles into an irritated line. Look, he says, running his hand over his stubble scalp. You hide it well, but I can tell you're new here. I ain't trying to offend you, I just don't like leaving new folk sages on their own. If you have questions about the city, or Circus Minor in particular, I'll answer them free of charge. Of course, looks like you already got a guide. Steggy. Hello, dear, your companion says politely before turning to you. Otero knows the city better than anyone. It's quite unlike him to give anything away for free, let alone his terribly valuable advice. Do take him up on the offer. Nice of you to say, Otero says. Well, deception. His gaze flickers back to Callistege briefly, as if he expects her to lunge at any moment. Do you live here? Not really, he says. Walls are nice, but they keep one in place. I like to move around, explore. You don't have a home? Don't need one. I carry my life with me. That's his bags. I'm looking for the cult of the changing god. We're not going to be able to miss them, he says, smoking. They camped out on that weird clock on the other side of the square. What do you want with those carcass anyway? They owe you something? You can say, yes, I'm the changing god. Why not? Ooh. Silvertide. Right. I don't know what I've done then. Alright, says the Terror King. Good luck with the pitch. They meet a few changing gods a year, so don't expect open arms. Silvertide raised a tiny amount. What's that mean? Here's the Order of Truth. In Government Square. From here, follow the path around to the left and look at the stairs going up. We're in Circus Minor now? Yeah, the heart of the city, he says, following with arms. The levies and the politicians will tell you that Government Square is the center of Sagus Cliffs, but they're not thinking right. He spreads his hands, framing the plaza. When folks come to Sagus, they come here. They talk and trade, flirt, fight, tell stories. Everyone who comes here leaves different. His hands full. Anyway, what do you want to know? Tell me more about the stage. An execution, he says, rolling his eyes. We'll be going for a few days yet. And those folks think they'll learn great truths from the nightmares of a dying man. It's not worth my time, but it might be worth yours if you haven't seen one before. Does anyone around here know how to fix complex machinery? Prata, that's the bug lady in the market, is pretty good with machines. You might ask her for advice. Otherwise, you'll want to visit the foreman in the underbelly. He might be able to fix it if they can stop fighting long enough. What are you doing here anyway? Just got back from a scrounge, he says. I'm here on a trading salvo for supplies before I set out again. Enjoying the sights, you know. Can't help but notice that he doesn't seem to be enjoying himself. He looks downright unhappy, guilty even. Who are you looking for? He flinches and glares at you. At first it seems like he's not going to answer. A girl I met a while back, he says at last, looking away. She was new in town. I was wondering what happened to her. She's okay. Anyway, you have other questions? Where can I find a place to sleep? The cult of the changing god might let you sleep in their camp, or you can try the Tranquility's Rest Caravanserai. Anything else about the city? Tell me about the reef. Caretakers, carcass, slavers and bullies and diggers, desperate for a scrounge go there. And you, of course. Besides, folk think it's haunted by ghosts from previous worlds, and I've seen enough down there to agree with them. See eyes you but you don't need telling me. You're lucky you didn't get robbed on your way, or worse. Someone named Koro tried to rob us on the way out. I bluffed my way past him. Yeah, that's not easy. But Terror rubs the back of his neck sheepishly. I got a kicking for him for trying the same thing once. Okay. Tell me about the Caravanserai. That's the port. Any ship that fly lands there. Makes the trades and takes off foreign lands. He turns a scornful eye towards the different flags on a high crag. Plenty to see right here in Sagas. I don't know why people insist on leaving. What's Cliff's Edge? Damned dangerous place to live, he says, laughing. Folks build their houses out on the ledge over the sea, and everyone gets upset when one of them falls. I hear it's been getting worse lately. Put your feet up there. Tell me about the underbelly. Imagine an underground place where the city sends everyone they don't like. Cannibal cults, mutants, carcass and thugs. Now Annas stink like burning metal and cooking meat. That's the underbelly. Government Square. Bet you can guess what's up there. That's it. Farewell. Great. Can we talk to anybody else? Yeah, it's related to everything. A horrified man. No crime deserves such punishment. How can this be allowed? Why is everyone watching this? The animals. What's exactly happening? A walking nightmare. They call it an execution. The unfortunate victim is put into a trance that forces him to speak his nightmares. His words flow out of him as a rope of flesh which is wrapped around his body until it crushes him to death. Alrighty. Can I get up here and talk? Can I talk to Riz? They raise their hands as if to form a sea of blood. What if I told you he was innocent? That would be terrible, wouldn't it? These words seem so wise. Even if that were true, is wisdom gained through another man's pain? That be called wisdom. Gold tide. Persuasion. Does it matter? He's going to die no matter what I do. Why this could be important? As important as an innocent man's life? Help me save him. Ooh. Okay. He's quite persuasive. Yeah. Oh, critical success. And I get my stats back. The woman hangs her head. You're right. I have to put my curiosity above a man's life. I will do this. Justice! Oh, I see. So we can maybe convince one of these other people? Okay. So I said it's utter nonsense. Punishment for bad behavior won't change the man. Reward for good behavior is far more effective. That's what really matters to the authorities. There's nothing more than spectacle and amusement for the masses. If I had any courage, what if I joined you? Together we could give the civilian authorities what they deserve. You're right, the practice needs to be stopped. You're right, yes. Dominant tides are shifted. I don't know what that means. He looks at you, frightened. Are you ending it? You were saying we should interrupt the execution? You said the punishment should not be allowed. Did you mean it? Can a man stand by when injustice is the law? How about you? Oh yeah. Yeah. He swallows, then nods. My friend, I am a coward and always have been, but you are right. If a man does not stand by his beliefs, what is he? Let him go, excited man. Okay, do you truly care if he's a traitor, or do you just like watching men tortured to death? He snarls. How dare you? This is justice that is important to me, and protecting my city. Is justice always handed out equally inside just cliffs? I bet the rich never pay for their trials around here. It's got a point there. I've never seen any high-sided spill like guts on the platform, or heard of any of them ever being accused of treason. What do you think? His eyes narrow. What do you know that I don't? Deception. A poor fool. The poor fool took the fall for someone else. It's a mockery. We should... Wait. Go. The man grinds his teeth, thinking, then finally nods. Ah, a small fish always taking the fall, but not this time. Free the prisoner! Who's the oh, it's the levy. Can I talk to you? Will you let me pass? Regrettably, I cannot. By order of the slave families, I must prevent anyone from approaching the condemned. Must be new. Okay. Examine him carefully. You saw the man, face the man on the street, you wouldn't glance him twice. His features are too utterly ordinary and forgettable. Not too ugly, not too handsome. It is indeed almost like he's an average of many thousands of men. The idiosyncrasies, the imperfections merged into a bland middle ground. The exceptions, of course, were the eyes, which are just a bit too large for the face, and the fixed, ever-present smile. Together, they give you a sense of unease. But wait, you do notice something unusual. Pinned to the levy's helmet is a tiny green branch with minuscule leaves. You might have assumed it was a twig blown there by the wind, but your sharp eyes catch a bit of twine that is tied there. Why did you tie that branch to your helm? His eyes flick up and then back to you. It is a reminder of a year that gave me life. It belonged to an old woman. A little tree. The old woman's favourite little tree she raised from seed. No, would have raised. She wanted to become a citizen, but she only had 1 year left to give. The little tree was never born. Same moment, the levy seemed to notice that his smile is gone and instantly returns to lip. Can I go up on the platform? Direct your inquiry to the official in charge. What does it mean to be a levy? Citizens are required to raise a levy for the protection of the city in times of war or strife. Citizens are sometimes called to raise an additional levies. Levies are raised by citizens? A year of life is taken from a citizen. The lost year is used to create the levy. Pauses ever so briefly, though his smile remains fixed in place. That is why our lifespans are precisely 1 year long. When our spans are up, we degrade into a component of matter. You're curious about the process? I've been instructed to direct you to the Order of Truth, where you may observe the machine that is our parent. Okay, who are the Council of the Slave Families? Each slave family sends one representative to the head of the family in the Council. We are required to follow their commands. So you really serve the Council, not the people? Yes, that is correct. How much time do you have left before you degrade into your component matter? 4 months and 7 days. Interesting. Okay. Ooh, unmoved woman! I was thinking we would still talk to one more. Depressing. You find it depressing. Why are you watching it? Just walking by. I don't know why I stopped, really. Something in her manner feels like there's more. You stopped because you wanted to do something? You want to be the one that makes the difference. Me? What can I do? I'm a nobody. All I can do is watch. Many in the crowd are ready to act. They outnumber the levies. I've seen you watching the crowd. You outnumber the levies 4-1. They just need a leader. She cringes, shivering. A leader? I've never... No, you're right. That's why I'm here. And somebody has to do something. Why shouldn't that someone be me? Why shouldn't I be the hero for once? I'm ready. The 4 people you talked into helping free the prisoner. Let him go! They advance menacingly when the levy and the overseer. The levies edge back. Their normal and pleasant expressions turn to uncertain frowns. The overseer points directly at you. I saw what you did, rabble-rouser. This is your doing. Well, I'm not risking... If you want my life to intervene, if you want him, take him. Unmake the prisoner's death and retreat. He isn't worth our blood. With his order, one of the levies takes out a device like a circular mirror and squeezes its frame. The mirror spins, flashing shards of light across the death and the umbilical viscera, wrapping around Reese. And all of it disintegrates. Soon Reese stands alone on the platform as reddish dust swirls away from him. There, the oversees the crowd. Satisfied with that, he and the levies turn and march away. And the crowd cheers. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. As the levies march off, Riss steadies himself, not quite recovered from his ordeal. Finally, he raises his head in focus. If you're the one who got me out of that nightmare, thank you, but where's that? There you are, you slippery bastard. Now where's the money? I went through that hell for nothing. A whole day, Tiber. I spilled my guts up there for a whole day. Yes, about the money. You see, Riss, I was hoping to get a reward for turning in the fellow who sold us that brandy without telling us the secrets, but there's always a but when it comes to money, isn't there? I should have known. You only said you'd pay me so I wouldn't squeal on you, and now you saved my skin to save your own. He smacks his fists together. Now I'm gonna have to fight through your friends to get you, or you're gonna step out from behind her and take it like a man. Oh, wow! Calm down. Riss spits and wipes his. There isn't much to tell. Captain Silvertongue here turned me into a dirty job that disappeared like an abacus and left me holding the bag when it went sour. Oh, Riss, says Tiber. Can you blame me for running when I had a chance? You would have done the same, and besides, if I hadn't, we both would have been sentenced to time, with no one to free either of us. He stabs a finger in Tiber's face. You only wanted to free me because you'd be the next one in the block once the Devourer ate me. The Devourer would have found you guilty. Is this true? As far as it goes, he would have learned about me being Riss, and I did manage to escape the levies. I showed up with Riss, but I didn't abandon you, lad. Riss, I escaped the levies and saved you from the Devourer's wrongs because I love you, and I did not want to see you die. You have to believe me. Do I? See what I intend to do about this, Riss. Is it going to be a fight? Like he's seriously considering it. No, not now, not at all. But I know a few others who the captain knows. Now that he's rich, he might make a party of it. Riss, you don't know what you're talking about. I never got paid. I promise you. This isn't over, you self-serving bastard. Hide behind your friend if you like, but you won't keep you safe forever. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Well, that seems like a good spot to leave it. Saved his life. Ungrateful? Ungrateful? Anyway, let me know if you played this game in the comments below. You can find details about it in the details. Give us a thumbs up if you liked this video, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.